Hi, and welcome to Committee Room 1, otherwise known as the Burgoyne Room, here in City Hall. And the reason why we're in the committee room is we're here to talk about committees, city committees. When council, one of the first actions of council for the new council was to look at our committee structures. And we have a number of volunteer committees in our community. They've been operating for a number of years, and what the council decided to do was have a task force look at our committee structure. So today I'm joined with Heather Salter, and she's in the solicitor's office here at City Hall. And Heather has really been the staff quarterback on looking at and helping the task force review the committee structures that we have and come up with a new structure of committees that I think will allow us to move forward and have strong civic engagement, and at the same time utilize staff resources and provide the kind of input that goes up to City Council so that we as a council can make the right decisions based on information that's coming back from the different committees. So Heather, talk a bit about the council's direction on the task force and some of the work that went into. So talk about the structure of the task force and the work that's gone on to date.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City Council established a task force at the beginning of the term to review the Citizen Advisory Committee structure. And the task force really was asked to look at improvements to the structure to ensure that we had good community and civic engagement and a robust mechanism to do that. They asked us to look at the number of committees and how that they report to council, and also they asked us to look at different alternative models to improve public participation of the city. So the task force itself was comprised of 5 members of council, yourself and 4 councillors, as well as there were 6 city staff in whole who supported the process throughout. So the task force has been meeting since January to review all of the existing city committees. From the prior term of council, we had 30 citizen advisory committees, which was quite a large number. So we reviewed all of those committees and their mandates, and as well looked at different alternative models that are used in some other cities in terms of how they engage with the public. And
so the report that's forthcoming and that's available now on the council website, how many committees is the new model looking at?
All right, well, what the task force is proposing is to create a structure for citizen advisory committees. I guess in the past, City Council appointed citizen advisory committees in a fairly ad hoc way, and so what the task force is recommending is a structure. We had 30, and the proposal is to bring it down to 13, but with also some other new models of citizen participation. So some of the existing advisory committees, some will disappear because they've fulfilled their mandates. Others will be transitioned into other models.
Right.
The key recommendation from the task force, though, is to create a structure that models our civic engagement around the city's sustainability strategy,
right,
called Tending the Garden City.
Right.
So,
which is available on the city's website.
Yes.
And the structure is a 4-pillar structure.
That's correct. The sustainability plan identified 4 pillars of sustainability, so they're economic, environmental, social, and cultural.
Right.
So what is being proposed is that we would create an advisory committee structure that recognizes that. So we'd create 4 pillars, 4 sustainability pillars, each headed by a sustainability committee, which would be comprised of 3 members of council, and the chairs of advisory committees, which would be organized under those 4 pillars of sustainability, and also 2 city staff. So we've reordered the advisory committees in alignment with the sustainability strategy.
So into the pillars. Yep.
That's right. So the intention of the model is to align the work of the advisory committees with the sustainability strategies, objectives, and goals, but also to create a system that will align their work with council's other priorities expressed through the strategic plan and also through budget.
And I think that's important because the sustainability plan that's in place, in the reality is council is the sustainability committee as a whole. And so looking and having the 4 pillars of sustainability and having the structures of committees underneath them will allow and focus their efforts to go up in the pillar model that then goes into the city council for decision making. So I think it shows that when we develop plans like attending our Garden City, when we look at our strategic plan that's forthcoming, even from the budget perspective, all of these plans should fit into how the committees are working on projects and how those efforts are then being brought back up to council for consideration. So in the next steps, how's the community going to be able to get involved in the committees after this goes to council for discussion?
If council adopts the new structure on March 23rd when it's being considered, the communications and city clerk staff have a full communication plan ready to roll out. So we'll be advertising in traditional media as well as all the social media accounts of the city, asking citizens to apply to participate in the new advisory committees. In addition, we're doing something this time which we're really quite excited about that hasn't been done before, but what's being proposed is a citizen engagement fair.
Oh, nice.
And tentatively that's scheduled for April 7th at the Kiwanis Aquatics facility between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Okay. And the intention of that is to actually have booths set up in the open area of the facility where citizens can come and actually get information about the committees. We'll have them city staff there who've worked with the committees in the past who'll be able to give them some first-hand information about what the committees do and to assist citizens in learning more about the system and how you apply and hopefully encouraging people to do that.
That's a great way of getting the community involved. So we're looking at a community fair for the committees. We're looking at a new structure that will enhance community engagement, and we're looking at making our system of engagement more streamlined and efficient. So I'm excited about the report, and I know there will be a thorough discussion at City Council regarding the report, and I want to thank you, Heather, for the work that you put into it and the staff's work that have gone into it, because this was something where there was a lot of background that went into it. There was a lot of engagement with the existing community committee members, and then moving towards this report. This will set the table for the next 4 years on community engagement through the committees of the city. So looking forward to seeing the new structure as it moves forward, and looking forward to those of you in the community who are interested. We'll be having more information on the committee fair coming out in April. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for joining us, Heather.
Thank you.